and gentlemen, I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer and we are returning to Unity of Command in the Edelweiss campaign where we're, as the Germans, trying to push down into the Caucasus region against the Soviets. We've just ended our turn, so let's see what the Soviets are going to do. We will have to capture 3 victory objectives. This one, and this one. This one is the... oh damn it. This one is the most urgent, so we'll have to capture this turn ideally. This we'll have to capture within 2 turns. And this one slightly later. We do have some troops up here who have already actually captured a region, so that's good to see. And we will need to bring you back, so let's try to bring you back towards our supply lines, which by the way we should be extending, so that's nice to see. And yeah, this down here will be extremely difficult, I think. We are seeing that there are some very strong troops. They are dug in, they are very strong, they are reinforced with tanks, so that is somewhat unfortunate, but nevertheless let's try to do first things first, and that is try to capture this area down here. I'm just checking whether I can use anyone else, but no, I do think it has to be the tank over here. Right. Let's bring it back over here, destroy this guy, get this territory back, so that's very nice to see. That does allow us to regain the control of this area up here. And I don't think there's anything else we should do. We could capture this, there's a supply source down here, but I don't really think that that is too useful for us right now. So instead let's simply try to break through over here towards these forces up there. And I think that'd be very useful. Right, I think that's alright like that. Any bridges or anything that we could build? There might be some over here along this territory. Indeed, this is an area that we maybe should be trying to get. Should also try to conquer these areas so that we can deploy our new forces. Right, so yeah, I think probably best if we go over here, build that bridge so that it's going to be ready next turn. And this infantry division can attack these guys over here, and that's going to be very fine and dandy. And actually very nice. So let's try to capture some territory here so we are sure that we are in supply, and indeed we are, so that is very great. Good. Other than that, we should try to get as many forces over here as we can, I think. Although some forces will also be required over here. And we should be mindful to use our supplies. So we do have 2 points ready. I think it would make the most sense to... can I reinforce you? Yes, I can. So that's actually very great. You guys will be reinforcing, and I think you will actually do that. I doubt that they would counterattack. So, you know what? I think it makes absolutely the most sense to reinforce these guys over here. And that does bring us to the question, how far are we advancing over here? And should we use anyone else to do anything else? Okay. Well, firstly, these Romanians, I think you should come down here. Let's try to bring a couple of guys forwards towards this area as well. Yeah, and that really only leaves a couple of guys over here. And I'm mindful that we might need some tanks to dislodge these guys. On the other hand, we have so many troops over here. But we are... It seems to be somewhat difficult to get forward. Yeah, we're not really doing that much damage over here. Well, first things first, let's try to attack these guys. 3 suppressed, that's good. It does mean we can do some more damage. Yeah, but other than that, we really can't go that much further. Oh well, that's unfortunate. Is this somewhat difficult terrain or something? Yeah, there are some hills over here. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is bring up the motorized division, and these tanks can then go over here and try to do their best over there. Right, I don't think we can deploy you yet, neither should we be able to deploy you. We could of course get some general reinforcements, but I don't think that's required right now. So in fact I'm gonna call that very at the end of the turn. That's going to be okay. Okay, so you're being reinforced. Well, that's not too bad. Eighth turn. So yeah, this one we need to capture next turn at the very latest. On the other hand, we can certainly advance over here, and that should allow us to deploy some of our forces. Ooh, you're actually engineers. Well, that's extremely useful. Do we have supplies over here? Ooh, we do not. Well, that was maybe a little bit too early then. So, can I bring you forward? I could bring you forward at least over here. I think it would be viable to... Damn it. Yeah. I forgot the zone of control. Okay, let's try to kill these guys. Could have you come down here. And you can come over here. It's not quite enough to connect these two areas though. Damn it, that will mean you'll be out of supply next turn. It's not the end of the world. One turn out of supply is generally fine. But 2 turns might be a little bit too bad. Right, can we go over here, I wonder? No, we cannot. So we can't cut this guy off. We can come over here and either destroy these guys or be a little bit on the fence with these guys over there. Firstly, let's try to bring up these troops just as far as we can, really. So we do have a choice to be made over here. Do we attack into this area and try to limit their strength, or do we attack over here? Well, seeing that we do have some turns left over here, I think it might be better just to overrun these guys. That's going to be very dandy. There we go, destroyed, overrun, very nice. So we now have hopefully very good supply lines. Yes, we do. There's a little bit of a mess still over here. That's going to be alright. Ooh, we could actually attack over here again. And we are projected to do some damage against them. So yeah, we might as well. Breached! Very good. So they even lost their entrenchment, and they would need to re-dock in next turn. So that's going to be very great. You guys should also try to make your way back to a supply line. Not quite there. Oh, although I think once we do this, you should be back in supply over here. So that's going to be very nice. That might actually mean that at some point we are withdrawing these forces. Right, let's bring you over here, and then everyone else it will be sort of scrambling down there. Right, and we do need this field, so I think since we could do attacks on these guys, but they wouldn't go anywhere really, let's attack this guy. 2 killed in action, that is very nice. Let's bring up our tanks. 5 to 1, that's decent, I would say. And 0 to 5. Okay, let's start out over here. Destroyed. Good stuff. 3 breached. Also very good. So we are throwing them back quite a bit. So we can bring up more of our tanks. Some more infantry divisions. You know what? I think you could actually be reorganized. Right, that's good. Gonna bring you up. And that's fine. And no bridges to be built, I think. Maybe some to be destroyed. We could build one over here. Might as well. Good. Okay. Oh, and we do have this unit as well. Oh, we can bring you over here. Ooh, that's super cool actually, because that does mean we are now actually in supply over here, so no one is going to be out of supply. I'm not going to attack though, because these are Romanians, and Romanians are horrible at attacking. I might attack if these guys were still entrenched, but they aren't, so that's fine. And turn. Okay, so they are coming... That was weird. Okay, not too much being done over here. Do we have 2 fronts? Why are you actually out of supply? I thought you'd be in supply. Oh, probably because of some bad weather over here. Yeah, well. Happens. Okay. So this is the most important thing. Just capturing this area is going to be of immense importance. We can move our tanks forward. You guys are a little bit more experienced though. You're actually our strongest unit that we do have over here. On the other hand, these guys do have engineers. So let's see whether we could do some damage. We could. And we've reached them, so that's an excellent result. So let's move you guys over. 3 kills in action. Yeah, but we did manage to push them back. Great. That's actually very great. There we go. Taken on turn 9. That's good to see. Overrun, breached, all of that. So that's good to see. Destroyed and overrun. Destroyed. Very nice. Good stuff over here. Right. Excellent. So let's have a look over here. We do have 2 more turns to take these guys on. And they are currently not entrenched. So city in ruins. That's not a very good result. That actually makes life more difficult for us. Somewhat a little bit like... Ooh. Just look at that. Look at how difficult things would be over here. Okay, let's attack with you. Oh, that wasn't too great. Come down here. Attack a second time. Can we attack now? Why are you so bad at this? German infantry 4. You're extremely bad at this. Even the Romanians are more capable of inflicting damage on them than this infantry division. Okay, let's move you forward. Destroyed. There we go. Move in. And we've taken all of the X's objectives. We did lose some score. And we did spend some of our points on the engineers. So, yeah. I think this is a decent result. Of course, it's not the most brilliant one. But I think it's fine. So we will now be playing, I think, either Stalingrad or Terek. So Terek is locked, I think, until we do Stalingrad. So Stalingrad we'll have to do first. But all in all, a good result so far. This is September 11th. This is August. So yeah, I think that does make sense. And this will be extremely difficult down here. Just look at our forces. We barely have anything in the 1st Panzer Army against the Soviets. They don't have any tanks, which of course is always great, but just 90 infantry against 16. And in Stalingrad, again, it's going to be a meat grinder. We do have some supplies, but all in all, I think that is a very good place to put in a cut. So a little bit of a short episode this time, but yeah, next time we see each other in Stalingrad. I do look forward to seeing you guys. Bye bye.